Hey guys, it's Modesty. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm here with a really exciting video, and it's because I got a request to do a drugstore look, sharing all my favorite drugstore products. Now these aren't like my ride or die drugstore products because I had a specific look that I had in mind, so I want to pick my favorites to still keep within the realm of the look, you know what I'm saying? So, but I mean, all these, literally every product I'm using, I do recommend to everyone. They are great, and my lashes coming off. Anyways, so yeah, my entire face is drugstore and I love it. So you guys will see in the video that I did cover up something I did, and that's because I started realizing it started to look like a look that I just uploaded. I'm like, wait, no, we're not doing purple. We are doing grays and taupes with a little bit of purple. So it's still in the cool tone range, but it's not the same look as before, and I'm using all drugstore instead of everything else I used before. So one shadow that I want to tell you about that I'm obsessed with, you guys. They're so cheap. I own almost every shade. This is the Catrice Cosmetics Liquid Metal Eyeshadow. I am obsessed with these. They are so pretty. I love them. They're so great. I didn't use any MAC Fix Plus, and I'm so pleased with how it looks. But yeah, so literally everything is drugstore. And it's all the things I've been loving from the drugstore. So I really hope you enjoy this video. I know it was requested, so if you requested this, then this is for you. And if you are really into drugstore makeup, then this is for you as well. Anyway, so before I get going, if you guys enjoyed the video, I do want to mention to give it a big old thumbs up, and also comment down below. Leave any video requests you have and any other products you want me to try out and test out here on my channel. And if you are new, my name is Modesty Jean, and I would love it if you would stick around by hitting that subscribe button and the little bell next to it so you miss any more of my videos. And let's just get into the makeup look. Alright guys, I'm starting by priming my face, and I'm using the Soap & Glory One Heck of a Blot Power Primer. This is really good for filling in those fine lines and keeping you matte all day long and keeping you shine free. So if you are oily skinned, you're going to love it. Now I'm going to be mixing the LA Girl Pro Coverage Illuminating Foundation. I'm using a little bit of ivory, I believe, and white. Mixing those together to get my perfect shade. And I'm going to blend that into my skin using my Sigma 3D blender, which has replaced my beauty blender because I am obsessed with this thing. It is cheaper than the beauty blender, and it's just as good. In fact, I like it better because I just like how I grip it, and it has all these different sides to do what you want. Now I'm going to be getting rid of those dark circles by using this peach color corrector from Maybelline. It's the Instant Age Rewind in the brightening one. They do have the skin tone ones, but I just use the brightening one to get rid of dark circles. And I'm also dark in these places, which is really strange, but you know what? I'm just going to put it where I'm dark so that I can be nice and highlighted. Now I'm taking the LA Girl Pro Coverage Concealer. I used to use this back in the day. I'd say it's the drugstore version of MAC Pro Longwear. I'm not a big fan of the applicator. I wish it was in like a squeeze tube that didn't have the tip on it, or if it was in like a little pump, but I do like the product itself. I'm going to be blending that into my skin with the 3D blender as well, just using the chubby side that kind of looks like a regular blender. Now I'm going to be setting that using the Coty Airspun Loose Finishing Powder. This stuff is amazing. It's so good for baking. I like it just as much as my RCMA powder. So I just kind of switch back and forth so that I can use all of my products. But this is my favorite drugstore powder of all time. I'm just going to set my under eye. I'm going to bake a little bit, but I'm not going to put a ton of powder. I am going to sweep it away pretty quick here. I'm also going to go ahead and set the rest of my face with the powder, and then sweeping off all the excess powder at the exact same time. Now moving on to my brows, I'm starting out with the I'm starting out with the ColourPop Taupe Brow Pencil. I am mixing this in a powder because I wanted to have some warmer tone brows, because I've been looking at photos of myself and it's just my brows were just looking way too cool. I don't know. So I'm just mixing this with a more cool toned one to have a better balance of shade. Now I'm taking the brow powder by Maybelline, the Brow Drama palette, and I'm using I got it in medium, by the way, and I'm using the brown powder shade to go over top of that. Now going to my favorite drugstore palette. This is the Hard Candy Look Pro Matte eyeshadow palette. I'm taking that neutral brown and going into the crease with a long-haired blending brush. This will distribute the product nice and evenly, but won't look too heavy. So I'm going to be going back and forth, going all the way from the inner corner to the outer corner, but I'm going to be putting the majority of the product on the outer corner to have a nice smoky cat eye. I am now going into this neutral brown with a pink undertone because I'm going to be doing some muted out pinks and taupe colors, so I thought it would go very nicely. I'm putting that right over top of the original blending shade. I'm also going to bring it up a little bit more to help distribute the product evenly and to give it a nice smoky blown out effect. I'm also using the exact same brush that I did before because it really didn't make that much of a difference since the shades are very, very similar. And I also wanted the exact same effect, so I also used the same brush. Now I'm taking a clean blending brush and I'm going to be blending both of those together because I didn't want any more product, but I did want to blend a little bit more. I'm now taking Tough as Taupe. I believe that is the name of the shade of this Maybelline Color Tattoo. I love these things, you guys. They work really well as eyeshadow bases and if you just want a cream shadow instead of powder shadow. But I'm using it as an eyeshadow base to get a nice taupey effect mix because I'm going to be going with a taupe shadow on top, so I thought this would be a really good base to make it really adhere to my skin. So I'm going to be applying that with a flat shader brush, and then I'm going in with a blending brush just to blend the lines just to blend out a little bit so there wasn't really any harsh lines. Now I'm taking this Catrice shadow. This is one of their liquid metals and it's taupe. That's not the exact name of the shadow. I will have the name down below, but it is the taupe shade. And I'm taking my MAC 242 to apply this, and I'm not using any Fix Plus. I just want to show you just how pigmented these are. How gorgeous is it? I love these shadows so much. I think I have like 6 shades. I think that's every shade actually. Now I'm taking this NYX Avant Pop palette, and I'm taking that kind of taupey purple shade and I'm going into my crease with the original blending brush just to blend out the lines and to add some more depth and dimension to the look. Now I'm taking this frosty kind of bluish purple and I'm putting this on the center of my eyes, but I do go ahead and just cover it right back up in a little bit here because I realized it was starting to look a lot like a similar look that I did before, but I did enjoy it while it lasted. Now I'm taking some concealer to shape out my brows and make them look a little bit more precise, and now I'm going back into the Pro palette, taking this deep purple and I'm going into my crease. And I'm using, once again, the exact same brush, and I'm going to be really deepening that up, focusing the majority of the product on the outer V. I'm taking my NYX Matte Liquid Liner and I'm just lining my eyes. I'm going to go ahead and apply falsies off camera. I'm using the Wispies from Ardell. And now we are going to bronze. I'm taking the Butter Bronzer by Physicians Formula. This is my favorite drugstore bronzer. It smells good. It's the perfect tone. It's just gorgeous and it blends out beautifully and it's literally like butter. It's so smooth. And I'm just going to be bronzing up my skin. I'm going to be taking my bronzer and turning it into a contour by baking. I am taking the Coty Airspun Loose Finishing Powder just to clean up that right at my cheekbone, just so I have a little bit more definition in my face. I'm taking Wet n Wild Mellow Wine. This is one of my favorite drugstore blushes, and I'm just going to apply that to my cheeks using this Wet n Wild blush brush. I am now taking that second blending shade. I'm just putting out my lower lash line. I didn't want to do anything crazy, but I did want to balance out my eyes a little bit, so I did add a little bit of shadow. I did also apply mascara as well. Now I'm taking the Pink Goddess highlight from J. Katz, and I'm going to be applying that to my cheekbones. And then I'm also going to be spraying my face down with some setting spray because you guys know to get my pop and highlight, I do my highlighter, then I spray my face, and then I go over one more time just on top of my cheekbones to get that wet looking highlight, and I just love how it looks. I literally do this every time I highlight. I'm now taking the Liquid Catsuit from Wet n Wild in the shade Rebel Rose. I'm going to be applying that to my lips And then I've really been into layering liquid lipsticks lately because it gives a nice ombre effect, but very subtly. So I'm going to be going in with a second one in a second here. I can't remember the exact shade name, but it's this super nude one. And I will have the names of all the shades down below to help you guys out, but I'm sorry I can't remember. But I'm going to be applying this shade all over my lips. And then I'm going to be taking this next shade and I'm going to be putting it on the center of my lips. And I will then pat it out with my finger. To finish off this look, I'm of course going to spray my face with my Scandinavia setting spray to lock it all in, and that completes this look. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye!